This is the Scholarlynk news for 29th December 2020. Malaysia's Immigration Department is utilizing technology not just to improve its services, but also to prevent any possible abuse of power by its officers. There will no longer be manual stamping of passports. Instead, stamping will be replaced with digital printing once the new National Integrated Immigration System comes into effect in 2023. CCTV cameras will also be installed at counters to deter officers from committing offences. The project is estimated to cost 1.2 billion Malaysian ringgit. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission recently crippled a syndicate which provided illegal stamping facilities to foreigners and illegal immigrants. Among those arrested were 39 immigration officers. It is believed that the syndicate earned 14.5 million Malaysian ringgit and provided illegal services to at least 30,000 people. In a bid to ensure that there will be no further cases of immigration officers circumventing the law, more spot checks will be conducted and more stringent enforcement of the no handphone rule. Think about it. Criminals and police often play a game of cat and mouse. Do you think the syndicates will find a way around the new digital immigration system? Muang district of Rayong was declared a red zone where the tightest COVID-19 control measures have to be implemented. All public places which are crowded will be ordered to be shut, with the exception of supermarkets. Rayong had been free of COVID-19 for more than 200 days since the first wave of the outbreak earlier this year. The Public Health Ministry is concerned that the new cluster of infections in Rayong might be the start of a possible major spread of the virus. The outbreak, which started at the central shrimp market in Samut Sakhon, has now spread to 33 of Thailand's 73 provinces. The Department of Disease Control estimates that the number of infections may reach 10,000. Thailand's Prime Minister has exercised his power under the emergency decree to ban public gatherings nationwide. Governors are now authorized to decide if a lockdown must be imposed on their provinces to stop the spread of any COVID-19 infection. Think about it. If a province can be free of COVID-19 infection for more than 200 days, but then recently develop an outbreak, do you think it is because of the newly discovered, more contagious variant of the coronavirus? Or is it due to human complacency? China is planning to launch the core module of the country's first space station in 2021. All testing of the core module has been completed, and the rocket that will carry the module to space is also in the final stages of testing. The space station is expected to be completed around 2022. After the core module is in orbit, cargo spacecrafts and manned spacecrafts will also be sent into space. After verification work is done, construction work on key technological components will begin, which is expected to last for 2 years. Once the space station is completed and has entered operation, it will be used to engage in space science research. 2020 marks 50 years since Mao Zedong approved China's first crewed spacecraft, Shuguang-1. Since that time, China has advanced greatly in space exploration, with successful crewed spaceflight missions, Chang'e Lunar Exploration Program, and Tianwen-1, which is an interplanetary mission to Mars. Think about it. China just had a successful lunar exploration mission, and now they are launching their own space station. Where do you think it ranks among other countries in the space race? A British think tank estimates that China will overtake the United States to become the world's biggest economy in 2028. This is 5 years earlier than a previous estimate due to the different recoveries of the two countries from the COVID-19 pandemic. The Center for Economics and Business Research said that China's skillful management of the pandemic, and with the West suffering damage to long-term growth, has meant an improvement in China's relative economic performance. CEBR forecasts that China will grow at a rate of 5.7% a year for the next 5 years, before slowing to 4.5% a year until 2030. The United States, however, is expected to grow at just between 1.6% to 1.9% a year. In CEBR's annual report, it is projected that Japan will remain the world's third largest economy, but would eventually be overtaken by India. It is expected that future economies will be greener and based more on technology. Think about it. What impact might there be on other countries that trade with China and the United States as a result of China being the world's largest economy? Will things stay the same or be different? Before dawn on Christmas morning, police officers in Nashville were alerted to calls of gunfire in the heart of the city's tourist district. However, they instead found a recreational vehicle which was playing a message stating that there was a bomb that would explode in 15 minutes and that everyone should evacuate the area. Police officers went door to door in nearby buildings to usher people to safety. They had also called for the police bomb squad, but the vehicle blew up while the bomb squad was still on its way. The explosion blew out windows in shops and offices for several blocks and collapsed one building across from the blast. 3 people were hospitalized, but not in critical condition. Gas lines were shut off and there were telecommunications outages, which then forced the halting of flights out of Nashville International Airport. The mayor ordered a curfew around the blast site as investigations proceeded. Think about it. What could be the motive behind the attack if there was a message playing to ask people to evacuate? This brings us to the end of today's edition of the Scholarlynk News. Please remember to subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified of our new videos. As always, this is the Scholarlynk team wishing you goodbye and have a wonderful rest of the day.